I think each of you had mentioned that there's always that opportunity to kind of pull back and regroup if something isn't going quite the way that your loved one is wanting it to, or if something is not quite right. So it sounds like it's not just finding employment and that's it. It's not only a learning experience, but for your loved one, but also that, there's always an opportunity to pull back and regroup and get more skills if needed, and then trying again with something different.
Allison was only in her first job for 6 weeks and went back to the workshop and the sheltered employment. And we just said, well, we just got to regroup and try it again and see, that you're going back to your comfort zone. Everybody that you left 6 weeks ago is still there. And then she was there, I would say, nearly a year. And before we thought about opening another OOD case and looking at other employment. And like we talked about before, everything you try is a stepping stone in building on their knowledge and such. And one of the things we did with her was she could read anything, but by the time she got to the end of the sentence, she didn't know what it was about. So we did keep her in high school an extra year for the reading program. And I don't know, I was brilliant to think of that, right? So she really had learned the comprehension part of it that year. And I was like, wow, that really worked out. That was good. And we kind of forget some of the things we tried maybe didn't work out at all, like swimming. But I was extremely grateful that when we have tried things that have worked out, that it helped her grow and evolve. And that's what everybody does. So yeah, we're supporting special needs people, but all of us need support and encouragement too. So I can't tell you how many times I've said to her, oh, it's just regular life. So move on, what's next? So that kind of thing.
And
Yeah.
I think parents have to also remember there's no timeline. There's no, you don't have a restricted timeline for these events or employment or, like I mentioned, with the driver's license, maybe, for me, maybe it took me, maybe I'm a bad example, but just say it took me 6 months, well, for him, it was 2 years. So it's like timelines are like, just throw out that timeline and just go with each experience. And like you mentioned, the pulling back, taking a breath back. If something's not quite working, maybe we're missing something. Just take a step back, start over, or get back to that comfort zone and then step forward again.
Not a failure. That is definitely not a failure
Right.
at all. It's you, what's the saying? You either win or you learn. There's no loss, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
not a failure.
I think what's hard sometimes is when I hear parents say, well, we tried that once. It doesn't mean, your son or daughter, maybe it wasn't the right time for them, depending on what it was that they tried, For instance, like our son, he's like, I never want to work in a deli situation. Well, fast forward a year or so, he loves it, and it's like, and so many times he said, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pick up a knife. Well, guess what he's doing now? He's cutting stuff. It's like there's no timeline, and it's maybe just not the right timing at that time. It's just give it some time. If it's something that is going to be incorporated, it might eventually. It may not, it's just, you just have to lift those the world so many times puts crunches on us. We have to do it in this certain time frame, and you just gotta do it at your own pace for your own child and for your own situation. You gotta just, gotta ignore some of the outside conversations, whether it's family or the world, whatever. You gotta just kind of ignore some of those and kind of move at your own pace that you feel is correct.